Welcome back to another Million Lords for Dummies video. I today am finally doing my bug report. Now, I didn't do one last season, so I'm gonna kind of try to combine them, and so I'm gonna kind of do a season 72 and season 73. Some of the bugs have been fixed, so I'm gonna go over the fixed bugs first, and then go into the bugs that are currently active or that I've noticed. And so let's get into season 73 bug report. Now, the first thing I want to say that they fixed, or at least for me that I've had, and I'll show proof or whatever, like screenshots as I go through these, is that I have noticed notifications come in for attacks that are under a minute long. So if you listen to my last bug report, I believe I mentioned that if you send an attack under a minute long, it did not show up in notifications. And now I'm getting attacks that are like 30 seconds long and under that are showing up as people attacking me. And it's not just for temples, it's for when they're hitting my cities as well, which is a good thing. I'm happy they've got that fixed. Maybe they changed the server. I know they mentioned earlier that they had it set on like a 1 minute rotation where it like tells you if you're being attacked within that minute. So maybe they changed it to like a 20-second rotation, something like that. So that's cool. Then also clan mission rewards before, as I'm sure you know, every like 4 days or so you get a clan mission, your clan completes it. And if you don't collect them, they go into your inbox, and you can store up your inbox. And at the bottom, the clan mission rewards you can see are there currently. I haven't tried to claim them, so sometimes there's errors in claiming it, but I haven't tried that, so I can't tell you about that. But they are showing up for now, and they were actually gone for maybe a day after the clan mission was finished. And then when the update came out, a little bit into the season, then they showed back up. So that's something they fixed as well. Then, I don't know, probably the most annoying one for me is last season where they're sending, it wasn't really sending something, but in the middle of your screen, it would show up as like a review for the game, and you could put like an actual review in stars, and then it could bring you, I think, out of the game into the like app store so you can review it. But there's also an option to say don't review, or like don't show this again. And I tried pressing that. I tried reviewing the game even though I had reviewed it already. I tried like pressing the review and to see if it would go away, and it kept showing up like every time I logged in. Even sometimes while I was logged in, it would show up again. And so I haven't had that happen at all this season, which I'm really happy for, because that was annoying. Like you could be in the middle of trying to attack someone and it would show up. Then the most broken bug, in my opinion, well, not right now, not broken, but the most broken bug that I've seen this season was pretty much a teleport of your troops. And basically how it worked is if you used one of your speed boosts, which are in inventory, I didn't have anyone that used sapphires, because speed boosts are worth 25 sapphires, and if you're out of them, you can still boost your troops with 25 sapphires. I'm not sure if it worked for that as well, but when using your speed boosts here, then if you went to reinforce a city that was being attacked, or just reinforce in general, then if you boosted those troops that you sent, I should say, then they would instantly arrive at that city. And that was obviously broken, because you could be like across the map and just boost your troops to where it is. And fortunately, they fixed that early on in the season. Maybe, I think within the same day that it showed up. So that was really nice. That was one that showed up and they fixed it. And then, let's see, currently there's one active bug that I've personally noticed. I haven't seen anyone else notice it, but something that maybe is exclusive that you'll only hear from me is when you go to watch an ad, as you can see at the top of the screen here, if I can get into it, like at the top of the screen here, where you go to watch an ad, or you can go into the store and scroll to the end and it says watch ad for the 10 eggs, I believe it's called eggs, then Easter eggs, I guess technically, you can pretty much do it twice and still get the reward every hour. And I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying this is a bug in game. Not saying you should exploit it, but it is something in game where you can, if you have two devices, watch the ad on one device, then log into the other device and watch it again back to back, and technically get 20 Easter eggs an hour instead of 10. And so if you're maybe maxing out at 10 to 15 videos a day, then it's basically like watching 20 to 30 a day. So you get 200 to 300 eggs instead of 100 to 150. So that's kind of broken in the sense that there is decent rewards for this, and it goes on for another 13 days. So if you're farming 300 a day for 13 days, that's like, I mean, you're gonna, if you're, abusing this, then you could get maybe another legendary equipment or something for free, technically speaking. So that's something that, they should probably fix if they even have noticed. I feel like I'm the only one who has noticed, to be honest, because I haven't seen anyone else mention it. But I'm trying to restrain from abusing it myself because it is awfully convenient. But another thing is there is sometimes a double chat where and also I want to note that this thing that shows up, you press accept, and then it forces you to accept it every time you log in. Where realistically, if you accept it the one time, then you should not be forced to accept it again because you've already accepted it. But you have to do that literally every time that you reload the game and you go to the global chat. It's not for clan chat, it's just for global. So I think that's annoying, but it's whatever. It's not too inconvenient. And it does help remind people, try to tone down on the toxicity. But there's sometimes, and it won't show here, I think I have a screenshot of it that I'll throw up on here. But there is a thing where it sometimes shows a double message. And then also in clan chat, won't show now, but I had kicked someone from the clan and then accepted someone, and it showed a double message for the person being kicked and double message for the person joining. But I haven't seen it happen any other time. That was maybe 2 times in like a 2.5 week period, and you just reload the game and it shows up. But realistically, it's not even too inconvenient to just leave it open and show that. But it was a bigger problem before, and I haven't seen any issue with it since like a week or so ago. And it really doesn't show up too often, so that's good. Then another really annoying one for me is an error code showing up, and I'm sure pretty much everyone's getting this because I've asked around, and it's saying another session found. Now, for one person, it was after watching the hourly ads to get the Easter eggs. And for me, it's when I like swipe out of the game but not fully close the app, and then I'll open it up a couple minutes later, so it'll just like open right into the app, and then it'll say another session found. Now, of course, I do play on 2 devices, or I don't play on 2 devices, but I have the game downloaded on 2 devices. My iPad for recording because it has more storage, and then my phone, obviously, so I can play when I'm out and about doing shit. And so I but I've never been logged into both when it happens. It just shows up. So that's annoying. I don't really know what the issue is there. I've had a couple other codes show up where and a couple other error codes show up where I forget the exact message, but it just forces you to reload the game there. So I don't know what triggers them necessarily. I'm kind of thinking it's different for everyone, but I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what it triggers it for you, because that'd be interesting to hear about. Then I know last season a lot. Then there was no notifications when, like, after a while of an attack coming in. And I mentioned this earlier that I would advise everyone every 15 to 20 minutes, if your game hasn't crashed already, just reload the game if you plan on playing like continuously. Like, let's say you're just going to grind out KP for an hour, or KP, EXP gold, whatever, for an hour. I would suggest reloading every 15 to 20 minutes so that you can see all your attacks coming in. You can get especially when you're about to level, then reload as well. Or after you think you've leveled, reload. Because there's this thing where someone will send an attack and I will see the attack notification show up on my iPad or my phone, but I'm currently playing the game and I don't see the attack actually coming in. And so I have to reload the game, and then I see the attack coming in, and oftentimes it's too late to defend at that time. And I think it's just, having the game open too long, then whatever it is, cache builds up and game can't load new stuff. Well, I have no clue. I'm just pulling this out of my ass, but just reload the game every 15, 20 minutes, and hopefully it'll help you avoid it for the most part. But I still have, a decent amount of issues where an attack will come and I'll get a notification, but I don't actually see it on my screen. So I have to reload. And also, I've had this happen a couple times, even this season, where I will level up, but it doesn't show and doesn't give me the troop rewards for leveling up, and I have to reload the game, and then it'll say, level up, here's X amount of troops, and they'll show up in my main, So that's another inconvenience, of course, because if you are defending people close to your main and you level up, and you need those troops to send out and defend, and you're forced to reload, and you don't get the troops initially, you're forced to reload, and then you get them, it can make you lose more cities than you need to, lose more troops than you need to, lose experience and gold, of course, which all kind of compile into the same thing. So that is also annoying. Then one of the last things I'm going to go over is, I don't know what they did, because last season it was working really well, I thought. Now, I still get my hourly troop rate, and often it doesn't feel like it's the right amount that I should be getting, but I do get it, and it does show up, which, is better than what you could say for past seasons. But before, in the top here, it showed, I think it was in the top, it showed an hourly rate, like what you're actually supposed to be making an hour. Now, you can calculate this by simply taking your total recruiter amount, which mine is 357, without a recruiter temple. So you take the 357 and then add another 100%, because that's just your base. And so you have 347, or 457, sorry. And then you multiply it by 13.9. I'm not going to do it for you guys, but it's like roughly, whatever, 60 mil an hour that I'm supposed to be making. But sometimes I'll wake up after sleeping for like 6 to 8 hours and I only have 100 mil there. And I've been sitting at like 10 plus mil KP, which is clearly wrong. So there's an issue with that. I still get troops, which is nice, but it doesn't build up as it should. And obviously, it doesn't show the hourly rate. There's nothing you can do about this. Like, I know last season I was saying, or not last season, but last bug report, I was saying if you jump in and out of it a couple times, then the amount would change. And I've actually had it where I collect it and it's a different number than what's actually displayed on the screen. This season, it doesn't change at all back and forth. But I want to say when I said that earlier, I hadn't actually tested collecting at a lower amount. But even when I collected at a lower amount, it would still give me the higher amount. So that wasn't actually much more than a visual glitch. But now it's like not giving you the right amount, doesn't show you the hourly production, doesn't always claim at the same amount. So there's a few issues here. I'll claim it there at 131. So it's as stated. But yeah, that's just something weird. And I think that concludes my bug report for season, what season? 73. Technically 72 and 73, but we'll call it season 73 bug report. So I hope this helped you out, maybe helps you avoid some issues, maybe take advantage of some issues, hopefully don't get caught. But yeah, try not to exploit any bugs that I share. I'm not going to, but it's completely up to you, to the user. If you get reported for it, that's on you. I want to say I haven't noticed any bubble glitching or much for troops disappearing or leveling, like city glitches. But actually I see troops disappearing earlier. I think they made a message in their main Discord about it. But yeah, that's it that I have this season. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great season. Hope none of these are too debilitating for you. And yeah, see you around.